All you gotta do is just. All you gotta do is just. All you gotta do is just.
We are back and ready to continue our work on building out an agent window manager where all our agents can do the work that they need to do. So in our previous live stream this morning, we started working on our product, or one of our products, the one called OneUp, which is the agent manager. And let's check out where we are. I think Claude has come back to us with some things about where we are. We're supposed to just deliver all of it. It seems that it hasn't. So that is a little bit disappointing. M1 inbox. Okay, so M1 and M2 are now done, and they're marked with V, and all is working. So two things I should be explicit about. The spec says check in here. After M2, the shape and public. Okay, well, I mean, it's actually, it's quite convenient that it's checking in now, just as we're starting the live stream. And that leaves us a chance to go back and simply spin up what we have built so far, just to see how it's working. So as you may recall, we're building this in Rust. If you're new here, so I'm building everything in Rust with AI. I'm using Rust both for front end and back end. And what we're building out is a window manager that allows you to have windows that you can move around and do things with, but in TypeScript, right? So the core system is built in Rust, and then we have a TypeScript engine that allows an agent or an API call to move things around, and in that way interact with the whole system. So really the key objective here is for us to create a system whereby the agent can focus on producing artifacts so you don't get overwhelmed by all the text that's otherwise there. And so if you look here, we have a browser and we have a Claude instance up running. And we can now bring up the voice interface. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. How can I assist you today?
I need my headphones on.
I can hear you now. Sounds good with the headphones on.
So we need to just check what were the changes that were in M1 and M2, because I honestly don't remember. Right, let's go back here and see. Where did my Claude session go? The Claude session is right here. So M1, that's the inbox. And 2 is the address space. Okay. So I'm just going to ask Claude what would be a good test for M1 and 2. What would be a good manual test for M1 and M2? This takes a long time to answer. I would have expected this would be something it could answer right away. But clearly this is not as easy as you'd expect. Oh, what? Oh, come on, Claude. You know what? We're about to showcase what you have built, and then you do stuff like this on me. Right. That's really disappointing. So on behalf of Claude and Anthropic, I really apologize. So we were supposed to demo this right away, but clearly Claude is not ready for that. It still has more work to do. Let's see how long it takes it. In the meantime, let's go and check how we're doing on our cards. So if you recall, we were building out some cards for posting on social media. And let's see. Preview index. And I can't just go to that folder, can I? See, this is again one of my... We go over here. This is again one of the things that I really dislike about Claude, right? So you get your markdown document, but then going on, you can't do anything with it. Getting to the image is... It's not only difficult, it's actually... I don't really feel I have a way to do that. And this is what we are going to change in the system we are building. We are going to make it UI, UX first, and all this text garbage can just go right out of the window because we don't need it. What we do need is something that can actually be used by my mom. So we're just going to ask it to link the directories directly. Usually you can press find in Finder and that will help you. Let's see what happened to Claude. That one is still working. Okay, let's get on with things. Where did my music go? I think here. Okay, so we've linked the directories here, and that should, I don't know whether it's actually linking the file directly. But let me bring that down here so you can see it. So here we have the carousel, right? So your expertise did not disappear. It moved upstream. AI can craft the code faster than you can type it. Typing speed was never the whole job. And it just goes on. Let me put myself down here so you can see. And so this is all based on the curriculum that we are teaching. And now what it does is it does not only produce these cards, it should also have produced a movie somewhere. But I can see it clearly hasn't, so let's go back and complain about that because I'm really unhappy. Oh wait, did we type that message the wrong place? Oh no, we didn't. Right. And any decent human being would be able to see that I'm actually making a request here. I'm not asking whether it made it. I'm actually saying, can you make sure you've made these things? And then it's defending itself saying, I should have made that clear earlier. Okay, please render them. Let's get back to Codex, Claude. Still working and not ready to show what it has done on M2. But I'm so excited about this one-up project. So I think the whole desktop space is going to be such an amazing experience once we get that right. But it's clear we have some work to do. I mean, getting that full architecture up running is going to take a little bit of time. But I think if we focus on this, maybe in a week, we'll have a solid foundation and we can start just spinning out apps one at a time and just start covering whatever is not there. Also, we have some really, really great things we can add into the mix. So we have some random things like I've created a custom D2 framework for generating graphs, which I think will be really great for one app we could build. The other thing is I have built a SVG renderer based on a domain-specific language, and I'm actually pretty excited about that one as well. It's quite a lot of work, and it's not quite ready yet, but it's one of the things that I really think could do a huge difference in this workspace. Okay, let's see how we're doing on the coding session. So still rendering, but this one is ready now. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so I want a test that I can do voice only. I think just writing a bunch of text into a TypeScript terminal is going to be super boring. So we're going to see if we can get this to come up with some demos we can do that involves actually talking to the system. Okay, and in the meantime, let's get back and see where we're at with the ship or die product. So it says 99.99.99. I wonder how long it set that for. Quite some time. Ah, no. We got some messages up. It's... yeah, but there's still quite a bit to do, it seems. Okay, while it does this, let's have a look at... well, we can start out by restarting the app. That's probably the first step. And then while we're doing that, let's see if we could do something that would... the ID. Maybe we could just try to run this snippet. Looks interesting. Let's just try something here while we wait for it to come back with some reasonable results. Okay, so we ran the snippet here. We did get some response from it. And I'm just wondering if we can just ask the chat if it has anything in its inbox. Is there anything in your inbox?
Sure, let me pull up the inbox events and take a look at what's inside. There is one event in the inbox. It's a pending message from the console to the system, asking what is in this workspace.
Okay, this is very interesting. So it did access, it ran inbox.link, but that actually didn't show up in our TypeScript console. That whether the system is doing what it's supposed to do. So how was this ran if it's not? I wonder if it could be a cache issue of sorts where I need to refresh it and it appears. No, it doesn't. Could you deal with the inbox and just manage the item however you do that?
I can take care of that event for you. Let me handle it now. I've handled that inbox event. It's now marked as done with the outcome handled by Assistant. There are no more pending items in the inbox at the moment.
Well, did you actually answer the question that the inbox was asking? And who should you send the answer to?
Good point. I've marked the event as handled, but I didn't actually address the original question it was asking. The question was, what is in this workspace? That likely means we should provide information about the current workspace, its name, folders, sources, and perhaps any open windows or apps. Since the original message came from the console to the system, it might be appropriate to send the answer back to the console or a related recipient. Let me gather the workspace details first, and then we can send a proper reply. I've gathered the workspace details and sent a message back to the console with the information. The answer includes the workspace ID, name, source folder, the kinds of open windows in that workspace, and the currently running apps.
Okay, interesting. So what happened now is that the TypeScript stuff actually did update and it appeared here. So there seemed to be some delay in when these things are updating. And it did send a message back to the console, it says. And there were some failures. Okay. Let's see. And these are recorded. Okay, so it's all recorded now, and our presumed bug is actually much less of a bug than I had feared. It is simply just a matter of a shared state that's not syncing correctly. So that's great. Let's get that on our very advanced to-do list here. Okay, we got that recorded. And we got some basic demo of how the inbox is working. I think the real demo that we want to see, though, is communication between a Claude assistant and our overall assistant, right? That would really be a winning thing. Let's see what it proposes here. It should be done by now. Okay, let's try that. Which agents can I send a message to?
Let me check. You can send a message to two agents, the system agent, which is the workbench assistant, and the console agent, which represents the person at the console. Both agents are currently running.
What about Claude, the Claude agent?
The Claude agent is an app, so let me check if it's available to send messages directly. I'll take a look at the available agents again. The Claude agent does have an input called prompt, where you can send lines of text as if you were typing and entering them. So you can indeed send messages to the Claude agent directly through that input. For example, you can send a message like this: Claude, what's the current directory? And the agent will handle it from there. So now you have three options. You can message the system, the console, or the Claude agent.
Nice. Okay. Is there a open Claude agent? If not, please open a window with Claude.
Let me check if there's an open Claude Agent window already. There is already an open Claude Agent window in the current workspace. You can interact with it directly. Let me know if you'd like to do anything specific with that window or the agent.
Could you send a message to Claude just asking it what its current working directory is?
I'll go ahead and send that prompt to the Claude Agent. I've sent the message to the Claude Agent asking for its current working directory. You should see a response from the agent shortly.
Okay, that clearly didn't work. We did not send any message to Claude.
You're right. The previous step didn't produce a clear response from Claude. Let me try again and confirm the proper method to interact with it. I'll send the message directly as a prompt to the Claude Agent. I've sent the message to the Claude Agent again, asking for its current working directory. Let's see if it responds in the agent window.
Nice. So there you go. We actually managed to, we did send it even twice. Somehow the window just didn't update the first time, I suspect. So that's pretty good. I wonder if that works. Oh, it does. Nice. So we can send messages to Claude. Let's see, what is the next step we want to do? Actually, one of the things I want to do is I want to move my Claude agent closer to this so we don't need to change so much. Okay, look at the inbox and what's in it, and then tell me what was sent and by who.
Let me check the inbox again and find out what was sent and by whom. The inbox currently contains two events. 1. A pending message sent by the system to the console. The subject is Workspace Details, and the body contains the details of the workspace. The workspace ID, name, source folder, open windows, app and browser, and the running app, Claude Agent. 2. A done message originally sent by the console to the system, asking what is in this workspace, which has already been marked as handled. No new messages from Claude or other agents have arrived in the inbox yet.
Okay, I think we're going to mark this as a pass. It's not the user experience that we want to end up with, but it's certainly in the right direction. So I think we're ready to proceed with the goal and basically move on to the next milestone. And then after that, we will do a more thorough review of everything and just fix things. Could you arrange the windows?
Sure, I'll arrange the windows for a more organized layout. I've arranged the windows in a grid layout with 2 columns and 1 row. This should help keep things more organized on your screen.
Could you swap Claude and the browser so the Claude comes first and the browser comes second?
Let me reorder those 2 windows so that the Claude agent comes first and the browser comes second. I've swapped the positions of the Claude agent window and the browser window. The Claude agent should now come first and the browser second in the layout. Let me know if you'd like any further adjustments.
Could you ask Claude to investigate what MCPs it has available? In particular, I want to see if it has an MCP back into this system.
I'll send a prompt to the Claude agent asking it to investigate what MCPs it has available and check if there's an MCP back into the system. I've sent the prompt to the Claude agent asking it to investigate what MCPs it has available and whether there's an MCP back into the system. You should see a response from the agent soon in its window.
I see that the prompt was entered, but it has not been sent.
Understood. It looks like the prompt was queued in the Claude agent but didn't trigger a direct response. The Claude agent might be waiting for further input or confirmation.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean you need to press enter or shift enter in the Claude window to actually submit the message. This might be a bug in the system, so you'll just have to do this for now.
Understood. Thanks for clarifying. Let me go ahead and simulate submitting that prompt properly in the Claude window. It looks like the attempt to send the input via that method didn't work because the Claude window isn't a terminal window. The Claude agent window likely has a dedicated interface for processing the submitted prompt. Unfortunately, there's no direct API for simulating the final submission within the